I don't see it on YouTube yet. I don't even see the link.
So I'm saying, I'm thinking that he must still be. Because he hasn't come back on, neither is Patty.
It does say up in my top right-hand corner that we're live on YouTube.
Yeah, I see that up there. Patty just texted me, almost, give us a second. So.
We are on YouTube.
You're seeing it?
Yeah.
Can everybody hear me? Can everybody hear me right now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
All right,
I can hear you, Phil.
my apologies on that. There was a little bit of an issue with getting us up on YouTube. We should be live now. The link will be shared on our Facebook here momentarily. One moment. Link is on Facebook. We're live on YouTube. And
Hey,
Tim,
Mason,
Yeah.
where did you go to get that on YouTube? Nancy can't get it to come up.
I just typed in Minerva Village Council.
On YouTube?
Yep.
there's a link on our Facebook now.
Okay.
There are bound to be technical difficulties, so.
All right. She says it's on or it's the YouTube's on, and so's the Spectrum.
Video?
Yep. She can see both.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. You ready to get started?
Yeah.
All right, let's go. 23rd regular council meeting in the village of Minerva, December 8, 2020, and now come to order. Please stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance and the Lord's Prayer. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God,
Under God.
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen. Welcome to the meeting via Zoom. We are this evening. You should be able to find the meeting on both YouTube and on Spectrum, on the government channel on Spectrum Cable. At the point, we've checked with both places, and we are live on both. So just to bring everybody up to date in the community that may be on here tonight, just realize that we have decided for safety purposes to close down City Hall again and allow our employees to work remote. And just so you know, if you have something, you need something, call City Hall. If you don't get an answer, leave a message. Our employees are there. They will return your calls as soon as possible. And we're operating as normal. So email, you can email any of us, Phil preferably, as he would handle and route anything that's going on. So please don't be afraid to still contact us. If you're wanting to pay your water bills or your income tax items, the payment boxes are in the lobby of the police department, and they can be deposited right in those boxes appropriately. And those boxes are taken care of at least once, if not twice a day. So all those services are still available. I don't the guests tonight, we don't have any, so we're going to get right into the business portion of the council meeting tonight. So motion's in order to approve the minutes of the 22nd regular council meeting held November 24th, 2020.
I'll make that motion.
A second.
Roll call.
Tarbit,
Yay.
Meadows,
Yay.
Boldazar,
Yay.
Kishman,
Yay.
Hannon.
Yay.
Motion so approved. Motion in order to approve the financial statement for the month of November.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Discussion. Roll call.
Tarbit,
Yay.
Meadows,
Yay.
Boldazar,
Yay.
Kishman,
Yay.
Hannon.
Yay.
Motion so approved. Motion in order to approve the bills totaling $369,270.99 for the month of November.
I'll make that motion.
A second.
Discussion. Roll call.
Tarbit,
Yay.
Meadows,
Yay.
Boldazar,
Yay.
Kishman,
Yay.
Hannon.
Yay.
Motion so approved. Let's turn it over to the administrator. Phil?
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to start out by thanking both Patty and Brenda for their help. We've been putting the budget together lately. They've been at my beck and call getting numbers as a so high request, so I do appreciate their help in that. On December 3rd, District 19 Public Works Integrating Committee met to go over nominations for funding for the next round of OPWC. We submitted an application to do North Market Phase 2. Our application was the district's first recommendation down to the state for small government funding. So they will be in contact with us over the next couple of months to let us know their decision. I want to take a couple seconds to thank the police department or the fire department. Well, the police department obviously every week, but I want to thank the fire department and Chief Stoller. They came, called him yesterday afternoon, and he was there within the couple of hours to spray down Village Hall with the Steramist. I appreciate the quick turnaround there. Thank you, Chief. And then on a lighter note, I want to say happy birthday to Tim. Not going to ask you how old you are, but I hope you do something fun for the birthday.
We had a good day. We had a good day.
Good.
So, thank you, though. That all you have?
That's all I have.
Okay. I believe is JT on?
Yep, I'm here.
Okay, go ahead, JT, whatever you got.
Thank you, Mayor. I was unable, I'm working remotely now under quarantine, but I was unable to get you guys a written report tonight. We did get my email fixed remotely. However, I'm still not able to work remotely with the computer. So I wasn't able to get you guys a written report, but here we go. In the street department, we had our underground storage tank inspection on November 24th. I completed training and passed certification tests for Class A and B operator classifications. We still need to train and certify one additional employee, and a contractor needs to complete the triennial tests following the probe and spill reservoir repairs. Snow and ice control on December 1st, they were called out at 2:30 a.m. and again at 6:30 p.m. And leaf pickup should be continuing this week, weather permitting. Water department, we had an 8-inch main break in the 800 block of Grant on November 27th. We were assisted by the park department, and we also assisted PCC in meter replacement and service line repairs. Wastewater, the Minerva Dairy gave us some slug discharges on November 25th and the 28th. We did have conference calls with the EPA that I think were pretty productive on November 25th and the 27th. And follow-up information was provided to the EPA on November 30th. In the park department, we took the hanging baskets to the floors to prepare for the next summer's plantings. Miscellaneous, I completed some wastewater training by webinar on December 1st. A Shade Tree Commission member requested the trees uptown be pruned. A PO was issued to Naturescapes, and Jeff Knott contacted me today and said that was completed. We were working with the video system installer on training for live broadcasting and streaming of the council meetings. In zoning cases to date, year to date is 107. Completed a review and issued a driveway access permit for the Dollar General project. And we're still working with a couple of developers for lot splits. I think we're going to get one before the Planning Commission shortly. And that's all I have, Mayor, unless there's questions.
Any questions for the service director at this time?
Hey, JT, how's the website working out?
The complaint,
Nuisance.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have been getting quite a few complaints on that. It's a little, it can be a little bit confusing until you do it a couple times, but we're still working with, I work on some changes to try and make it easier.
Okay.
Any other questions for JT? Okay. Clark?
Nothing tonight, Mayor.
Okay, nothing from the law director tonight. With that, I don't have anything right at this moment. So we'll go ahead and go into our regular business. Ordinance number 3820, an ordinance amending section 157.04 and subsection 157.05A of the codified ordinance of the Village of Minerva, modifying the employee's life and health insurance eligibility requirements. This will be third reading. Motion to
I'll make a
have
motion.
third reading by title only.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Meadows,
Yay.
Hannon,
Yay.
Boldazar,
Yay.
Kishman,
Yay.
Tarbit.
Yay. Clark?
Ordinance number 38-20, an ordinance amending section 157.04 and subsection 157.05A of the codified ordinances of the Village of Minerva, modifying the employee's life and health insurance eligibility requirements.
Thank you, Clark. Motion is in order to approve third reading. I'm sorry, motion in order to approve the third reading and by title only and for passage.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Meadows,
Yay.
Hannon,
Yay.
Boldazar,
Yay.
Kishman,
Yay.
Tarbit.
Yay. Ordinance is so ordained. Ordinance number 4120, amending ordinance number 3419, annual appropriations ordinance in order to make appropriations for current revenues, expenses, and other expenses of the Village of Minerva, State of Ohio during the current fiscal year ending December 31st, 2020. Motion to be for first reading.
Hey, Phil, this is just because we received a little bit more money than what we thought.
Correct. And just so everyone's aware, we will be receiving additional money, but it will be in the form of a sub-grant from the counties. Any money that communities did not use was returned or required to be returned to the county, and they will then turn around and flip that and make it available to the entities that used all their money, but it'll be in the form of a sub-grant. So I believe we'll just have to do a motion the next time to approve that grant. But yeah, for this is what the little bits that we got left over. Am I off mute?
Motion.
Nope, you're good.
No,
Sorry.
I'll make that motion, Tim.
I'll second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Boldazar,
Yay.
Kishman,
Yay.
Tarbit,
Yay.
Hannon,
Yay.
Meadows.
Yay.
Clark,
Ordinance number 41-20, amending ordinance 34-19, annual appropriation ordinance in order to make appropriations for current revenues, expenses, and other expenses of the Village of Minerva, State of Ohio during the current fiscal year ending December 31, 2020. Now therefore be it ordained by the Council of the Village of Minerva, Stark, Carroll, and Columbiana Counties, Ohio, and declaring it an emergency. Section 1, that ordinance number 34-19, which reads as follows. J1, local coronavirus relief fund, $261,653.56 is amended to read $273,738.82. Section 2, it says hereby declared to be an emergency necessary for the current expenses of the Village of Minerva for the fiscal year ending December 31, 2020, and shall take effect immediately upon its passage.
motion is in order to approve first reading.
No, it's emergency, Tim.
Oh, but we have to pass first reading first.
Yes.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Oldesar,
Yay.
Kishman,
Yay.
Tarbit,
Yay.
Hannon,
Yay.
Meadows.
Yay.
First reading so approved. Since this is something that has to be done to balance everything out, this will be considered an emergency. So a motion in order to suspend statutory rules and have second and third reading by title only and for passage.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Oldesar,
Yay.
Kishman,
Yay.
Tarbit,
Yay.
Hannon,
Yay.
Meadows.
Yay.
Ordinance number 41-20, amending ordinance 34-19, annual appropriation ordinance in order to make appropriations for current revenues, expenses, and other expenses of the Village of Minerva, State of Ohio during the current fiscal year ending December 31, 2020.
Motion, we have a motion then to approve.
No, it's
This-
good, Tim.
Okay.
We did all the steps.
Okay, I eliminated it again. Hold on just a second. Okay, sorry. I'm trying to get your information, Phil, that you asked for. Motion, ordinance, motion in order for ordinance number 4220, amending subsection 925.07B of the codified ordinance of the Village of Minerva, Ohio to permit immediate billing for sewer use service charges for a specified period of non-compliance and declaring it emergency. This would be a motion for first reading.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Discussion, Phil, you want to explain?
Yeah, this is gonna permit us to bill not across the month. If a sewer user violates, we can surcharge them based on that violation and not an average across the month.
Okay. Okay.
Roll
So
call.
we have a motion and second for first reading. Clark?
I need a roll call, please.
Oh, sorry. Roll call.
Meadows,
Yay.
Tarbit,
Yay.
Hannon,
Yeah.
Kishman,
Yay.
Oldesar.
Yay.
Ordinance number 42-20, an ordinance amending subsection 925.07B of the codified ordinances of the Village of Minerva, Ohio to permit immediate billing for sewer use surcharges for a specific period of noncompliance and declaring it an emergency. Whereas council for the Village of Minerva deems it necessary to amend its sewer ordinance to permit the immediate billing of sewer use surcharges for a specific period of noncompliance for normal strength discharge rather than a full billing cycle. Now therefore be it ordained by the Council of Village of Minerva, Stark, Carroll, and Columbiana Counties, Ohio, that 1, subsection 925.07B of the codified ordinances as enacted by ordinance number 46-84, passed on the 25th day of September 1984, is hereby amended to read as follows. B, wastewater pollutant concentration shall be determined from the municipal industrial monitoring program and any necessary special surveillance, users self-monitoring data, and/or EPA compliant monitoring data. For purposes of computing surcharges for a billing period or other period of noncompliance as herein provided, the pollutant concentration used in the computation shall be an average of concentrations of all samples taken during the previous billing period or period of noncompliance. Such sampling and analysis being performed provided in section 921.12. Where no samples were taken during the previous billing period, the pollutant concentration used for surcharge computation shall be an average of the samples taken during the most recent sampled billing period. 2, existing subsection 925.07B of the codified ordinances enacted by ordinance number 46-84 on the 25th day of September 1984 is hereby repealed. 3, this ordinance is declared to be an emergency measure necessary for the immediate preservation for the public health, safety, and welfare of the residents of the Village of Minerva, Ohio, to ensure expedited approval of the amendment to permit immediately billing of sewer use surcharges for a specific period of noncompliance for normal strength discharge to recoup the cost of such noncompliance incurred by the village and protect the infrastructure of the sewer, and shall become effective at the earliest date allowed by law.
Thank you, Clerk. Motion order to approve first reading.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Discussion. Roll call.
Meadows,
Yay.
Tarbit,
Yay.
Hannan,
Yeah.
Kishman,
Yay.
Boldazar.
Yay.
First reading is so approved. Since this is an emergency, needs to be passed right away. Motion is in order to suspend the statutory rules and have second and third reading by title only and for passage.
I'll make that motion.
I'm sorry, who would second that, please?
Mason.
Thank you.
Roll call.
Meadows,
Yay.
Tarbit,
Yay.
Hannan,
You're muted, Elliot.
Yeah.
Kishman,
Yay.
Boldazar.
Yay.
Ordinance number 42-20, an ordinance amending subsection 925.07B of the codified ordinance of Minerva, Ohio, to permit immediate billing for sewer use surcharges for a specific period of noncompliance and declaring it an emergency.
Okay. Brenda, you need another roll call?
Nope, we're good.
All right, thought so. All right, on to the next. Ordinance, motion and ordinance, or is an order for ordinance 43-20. An ordinance approving an access and utility easement for Minerva Valley Street DG LLC and declaring it an emergency.
I'll make that
Need-
motion.
I'll second.
Discussion? Phil?
Clark, would you be able to discuss this a little bit more? This is for the Dollar General lot. Clark, do you want to go over the reason for this?
Yeah, Dollar General is requesting easements for access and utility off of Valley Street. And then on the east property line, they're asking for a utility for storm sewer. So these, I requested that their engineers gave us a legal description. So we have legal description for the utility easements for both access and utilities. Phil, did you want me to mention the mowing issue?
We can talk a little bit. Originally, I wanted Clark to look into having Dollar General mow that portion in front of where their store will be. The reason for that, we will still own the portion that's between 183 and their store. Not that we can't, but I don't want it to look, it's kind of bad PR if someone drives by and sees us mowing out in front of Dollar General. Someone may call it and say, why is the city mowing Dollar General's property? To avoid that, I asked Clark to talk to Dollar General, see if they would assume responsibility for mowing that. They came back with that since they're such a large corporation, they would take other considerations into it of paying us, as he said in the workshop, paying us a fee to mow it for them, even though it's our property. So that was the discussion, or that was the other information I wanted council to know, that the reason why we asked them to consider mowing it is because I don't want people driving by and asking why we're mowing Dollar General's property when it's actually ours.
Any other questions about that?
So I
Roll
guess
call.
the question, Mayor, would be, if we approve this tonight, is that going to be conditioned on working out some agreement that they would pay us a one-time fee for mowing, or are you not interested in that? Just going to pass this ordinance and give them their easements without any reference to any type of an agreement, either to mow or for them to pay to mow?
I don't want to pass up on free money. Also, I don't want to, if they're offering to pay us to alleviate that struggle of that perception, then I'd be willing to negotiate with them on that.
Okay, so if JT would put a per mowing price and a number of, for a period of years, he suggested 5 to 10 years, we would put a number on that. So I don't know if you want to discuss that number tonight, so I can go to them in the morning and say, if you would pay blank dollars per mowing for 10 years, which would be a total of blank, then we've got approval conditioned on that.
Do we need to have an exact dollar figure passed in this ordinance for that condition?
I could just tell them that it's conditioned us meeting a number, I guess. And then, we won't actually execute the easement and send it to them for recording until we have that worked out, if we condition it on reaching that agreement.
So you're saying if we don't come up with a number, we can't pass an ordinance tonight?
No, I'm saying we can pass the ordinance tonight conditioned on us reaching an agreement.
Okay.
And we will not execute the easement and get it to them for recording until we reach that agreement.
Yeah, I feel better on that. I don't want to rush discussion on how much we should ask. We need to have an appropriate time to get the figures together before we do that. So I'm fine with that.
So just so everybody understands, if you can't come to an agreement with an amount, that is going to void us giving them the easement, or does it matter?
If you do that conditionally, then that's where we would be. And then we would have to come back, to approve the easement if we decide to do that without such an agreement later on. But if you pass it tonight conditioned on reaching that agreement and we don't reach that agreement, then we would not be approving your easement tonight.
Or we could come back to council and do it again and take out the condition of that, correct?
Correct.
And how, let me ask you this, how, when you spoke to the gentleman, give me a percentage. What do you, I mean, you think they'll come to some sort of an agreement? Just, it depends on how much it is.
Well, first of all, I'll say this was nobody that worked for Dollar General. This was a fella from, well, I don't know what we do. They may be, it's Buckholder, they still may be an engineering group. So he was just, apparently he's dealt with them in the past and felt they wouldn't want to do the mowing, but they would probably throw some money at it. So if you give me a per mowing for a period of 5 to 10 years, then he thought they might agree to just give us that one-time payment as a way to get the easements approved.
So
Get the
if
wage.
they agree to pay us a fee, are we still mowing it?
Yeah, we'd still have to mow. They said they would not want to take on the mowing because they wouldn't want to take on the liability for mowing property that they don't own, which I can
Oh, so
understand.
In
Okay,
the end, it's gonna be our property no matter what. It's just I was trying to prevent a future issue of people asking why we're mowing their property when it's not actually their property.
But what I'm saying is though, if they pay us a fee, if they say, we'll give you this money, right? Who's
Right.
mowing it? Who's mowing it?
We're still mowing it. So basically he's
So
saying,
we're not gaining anything here. We're not gaining anything by this because Phil's said he's concerned about people thinking we're mowing their property. Well, we're going to be mowing that property anyway. They're just paying us. And I don't. I'm
so
not
this
quite-
this is a request we had if they would pick up our mowing. Basically his response was, I don't think they'll pick up the mowing for liability purposes, but they might throw some money at it. So we can either say, well, we're not going to grant the easements unless you will mow for us, or we can disengage from that and go ahead and get some money. So that's up to council.
Tim, if they're going to pay us to mow something we're going to mow anyway, why would we not do that?
what do you mean, Elliot?
Well, if they're not going to mow it and we're going to mow it anyway because it's our property, why wouldn't we take their money?
Oh, no, I'm not saying take their money. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that if what we were saying is the purpose was to ask them to mow it so people wouldn't think that we are, as the village, mowing their property. Well, we're still going to mow it. They're just going to pay us to mow it. I'm just saying, do we really need to tie that to the easement? We're not going to give them the easement because they're not going to pay us to mow our own property. That just doesn't make sense to me. I'm not saying try
What
to
we
make an
were
agreement.
asking them, what we were asking them was to mow our property to the south and west of where the easement's going to be. See, the easement's going to split our property, and we were asking them to mow that portion of the property that's south and west.
Oh, okay. And I'm fine with asking them to pay or to do that.
Just don't tie it to the
Take the
ordinance.
money. But I don't think tonight that should play into this easement. Because if they don't, you're not going to bar them from having this easement, are you? Because they won't mow our property when we're going to mow it anyway? I don't think that money needs to be part of this ordinance. You go ahead and negotiate with them about paying some money on it.
But if
And that's fine.
if we pass the easement tonight unconditioned, there's absolutely no reason for them to pay us any money because they got their easement.
They're not going to give us any money if they have the easement, Tim.
Okay, well, because the initial discussion here was that we wanted them to mow it because we don't want people to think that our guys are mowing private property. And
Right,
we're gonna
and
end
I
up doing
think-
the same thing.
But I think they had a logical response, which is they would hesitate to take on mowing property that is not theirs because of liability purposes, which I could understand. So this may be a compromise that they
Okay.
offered.
So if the guy tells you that they've decided that that's not feasible to pay that, they're not gonna pay us to mow our property. Are we gonna deny them the easement? that they need to continue with their process to build? That's my question.
Well, I think if you want to get the payment from them, then the only way we could pass that tonight would be conditioned on them reaching the agreement. If we reach that agreement, then we're done. We can give them the easement. If we don't reach that agreement, then we would have to revisit it at the next meeting, and you can decide if you want to grant them the easement without that payment.
So are you going to be prepared on next Tuesday to have that answer?
Phil, I
depends
assume
if
that's a
we can-
question for you.
It is. It
Are
depends
we-
if we can get it depends if we can get word to Dollar General and get that amount to them and get their word back. I don't know how quickly they'd be willing to get back to us.
I hope they're not watching and we let the cat out of the bag. We just talked to our own negotiating tool. I mean, yeah.
I think in this case, if you're not sure that you can't get this agreement by next week, I think you ought to just table it and talk to them, and let's do it one time and be done with it. Because remember, Phil, you said they're moving forward, and we don't want to tie them
Yeah,
up
they wanna get it
moving
quick.
forward.
So I guess Clark, is that an option? Can we table this till next week? Me and you can sit down tomorrow and call this gentleman and get word to them and see what their number, like what number we can come up with, if there is a number, and then come back next week with either an actual number on the condition or no condition at all.
So when you say next week, are we moving the meeting to the 15th?
The meeting was
Correct.
moved to the 15th.
Okay.
Correct.
I mean, I don't foresee there would be any problem getting a quick agreement. Again,
Well, I
just,
would even say we need we would just need a verbal, yeah, I'm okay with that number.
but I guess, Mayor, you're suggesting we table it, go reach an agreement on a number, and then come back with it on the 15th.
That's what I'm suggesting.
Okay.
That's me. There's 4 other people here that have to have an opinion about it.
Yeah, that's fine with me tabling it till next week.
It's fine with me tabling it.
My only
I'm good.
comment is I would rather not see us locked in for 10 years. I'd rather see it shorter term to 5.
Oh, no, that's, they're going to pay us for they're going to give us a one-time payment, and then that'll be done.
Forever.
And so if they'll pay us for 10 years of mowing, that's what we're going to get. That would be
All right. So there would be no negotiating this afterwards, obviously.
right. They're just saying, hey, they won't mow it, but they'll give you a one-time payment is what he suggested. Basically, they'll throw money at it, but they won't take on the liability.
Mason,
Yeah, let's table it. Let's go. Move on here.
okay, motion in order to table that till the 15th meeting.
I'll
make
make a
that
motion.
Did
I'll
you get it,
second.
Brenda?
I got Kishman and Meadows.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, so motion is in order then with a first and a second to table the ordinance 4320 until the 15th meeting, December 15th. Roll call.
Meadows,
Yay.
Hannon,
Yay.
Boldazar,
Yay.
Kishman,
Yay.
Tarbit.
Yay. Motion's approved to table that till the 15th. Motion order for first reading of ordinance 44-20, an ordinance approving an agreement for the prosecution of Minerva cases in the Alliance Municipal Court with the City of Alliance Law Department, declaring it an emergency. This is a motion to have first reading.
I'll
You wanna
make that.
explain that one, Phil? Or Clark or Tim?
Do we
All right, let's get the
Do we gotta
second
wait?
on the motion first.
discussion?
I'll
yeah.
second.
All right, discussion. Go ahead. Clark
Okay, so
or Phil?
Well,
Whichever.
I was gonna say, we currently have the Alliance. Alliance currently does our prosecution for the cases that go up there currently. After talking with Jen Arnold, she sent over a 3-year agreement to continue the services at the same rate. The 3rd year, it does increase. Clark, what was it amount? You said 500 it increased, or 300 it
I
increased?
thought 300. I think it's,
Okay. Yeah, 300 for the 3rd year. And this locks us in with their law department. Previously, we had just one attorney do these cases, and we ran into an issue where she was no longer able to serve as our prosecuting attorney. And that's when we turned to Jen Arnold's office. With the agreement with Jen Arnold's office, it would not only be Jen Arnold, it would be any one of her staff. So we kind of limit our liability of potentially, losing another attorney and having to find another agreement. In this instance, we have an agreement with that office. So there should be no delays or no issues.
So just so the public understands, Phil, this is
Yep.
taking our original agreement and updating it to better serve what our needs are through that court, correct? This isn't a new service.
correct. No, this is just a continued service that extends the contract through 2023.
Okay. And so everybody
It's a
knows
better
that means
arrangement
any
for us.
case that can't be heard here in Minerva Mayor's Court or anything is forwarded to anything that occurred in Stark County is forwarded to them up there to handle. So everybody's clear. Any other input, Clark?
no, that's
Okay.
good.
Roll call.
Oldazar,
Yay.
Kishman,
Yay.
Tarbit,
Yay.
Hannon,
Yeah.
Meadows.
Yay.
Ordinance number 44-20, an ordinance approving an agreement for the prosecution of Minerva cases in the Alliance Municipal Court with the City of Alliance Law Department and declaring it an emergency. Whereas the Council of the Village of Minerva, Ohio deems it necessary to enter an agreement with the City of Alliance Law Department to prosecute Minerva cases originating in the Stark County portion of the village within the jurisdiction of the Alliance Municipal Court. Now therefore be ordained by the Council of the Village of Minerva, Stark, Carroll, and Columbia Counties, Ohio, that 1, the 3-year agreement effective 1/1/2021 through 12/31/2023 with the City of Alliance Law Department for prosecution of Minerva cases within the jurisdiction of the Alliance Municipal Court is approved as set forth in Exhibit A attached. 2, Village Administrator Philip Tursky, Finance Director Patricia Willoughby, and Clerk of Council Brenda Albaugh are authorized to sign the agreement on behalf of the village. 3, this ordinance is declared an emergency measure necessary for the immediate preservation of the public health, safety, and welfare of the residents of the Village of Minerva, Ohio, to ensure the expedited approval of the agreement prior to the termination of the existing agreement, and to ensure uninterrupted prosecution of Minerva cases in the Alliance Municipal Court shall become effective at the earliest date allowed by law.
Thank you, Clark. Motion order to approve first reading.
I'll make that
I'll make
motion.
that. I'll second.
Motion been first and second. Roll call.
Oldazar,
Yay.
Kishman,
Yay.
Tarbit,
Yay.
Hannon,
Yeah.
Meadows.
Yay.
First reading is so approved. Due to this being an emergency, it needs to be renewed to continue our agreement with them. Motion is in order to suspend statutory rules and have second and third reading by title only and for passage.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Oldazar,
Yay.
Kishman,
Yay.
Tarbit,
Yay.
Hannon,
Yeah.
Meadows.
Yay.
Ordinance number
Ordinance
44-20, an ordinance approving an agreement for the prosecution of Minerva cases in the Alliance Municipal Court with the City of Alliance Law Department and declaring it an emergency.
Ordinance 44-20 so ordained. All right, at this time, we're gonna have to go into an executive session. Has anybody got anything before we go into a session they want to bring up this time?
Not tonight,
Okay.
Mayor.
Phil, are we gonna have to come back and take action on anything after executive session?
We will not.
We'll not have to do that.
No, we won't.
Who's 35? Elliot? Yeah. Yeah, it's surely not me. That's for sure.
I worked all afternoon on that.
Did you have a busy day at
Stole
work
your-
today? Anyway,
Looks like you stole your kid's crayon.
I just want to say one thing, since we're not going to come back. I want to say thank you to everybody that was involved on Saturday with the Santa drive-by. That went off, I thought, extremely well. Nate was there and drove one of the vehicles. I'd like to thank Denise Freeland of the Chamber. Did a great job getting this thing organized and laid out on a map. And the Loudon Ford for the 4 vehicles that he gave us to haul around the characters that were with Santa. Rick Stoffer, who brought his antique fire truck and turned it into Santa's sleigh so that Santa had a good, secure, high visibility spot during this thing. And we drove on a planned map. Looked really good. It went good. There were smiles, there was laughing, there was hollering. I mean, I thought it went extremely well and was well received. If you looked at the comments and stuff on Facebook, very well received. And for all those people that volunteered to dress up, they did a great time. There was a couple little kids that were absolutely wonderful. And I have to tell you, I did talk to Denise today from the Chamber. I don't know whether anybody saw it, the front page. Minerva made the front page on the repository for our Christmas stuff we're doing with the Santa drive-by and the 12 days of Christmas raffle and all that. They came down and wrote a story on that. And I believe Denise said on Friday, this past Friday, Spectrum News sent a reporter down from Cleveland and did an interview with Denise with all the things that we were doing here in the village around Christmas stuff. And I guess Spectrum News told them they had been in contact. If you haven't been down by the lady's house down on Elizabeth Street, I'm sure you've seen it, Elliot, where she has the Santa, the North Pole mailbox set up and everything. Santa stopped there during our drive-by and picked up some letters out of the mailbox. And I guess Spectrum's coming down to talk with that lady about what she's done over the years with that. So kind of watch, maybe if you're channel 1, if you're on cable, that's Spectrum News, you might see some things. We're getting a little PR play around all of this. So I'm pretty proud that that's taking place. So at this time, I'd like to have a motion to go into executive session to discuss employee compensation.
Can I make one comment first?
Sure.
Hey, I just want to, everyone that's out there, I've been, whenever I'm not talking during the meeting right now, I'm trying to figure out what's going on. The people watching by YouTube and link through our Facebook, apparently the feed's really good. The people that are watching by Spectrum, you have video this time, but the sound delay is not right. I apologize for that. It seems like every meeting we take a step forward and we take 2 steps back at the same time. We're working on that. Bear with us. I apologize. Again, the link is shared on our Facebook. For the YouTube, if you're having issues, we will work these out. We will get this fixed.
Correct. Yeah, I could hear it here with the delay. So I can imagine that can be a little annoying between that. So we did get, I think we caught some video, Phil. That'll help us if you want to see it.
Yes, we did.
We'll bring it in or send it
you.
to you. So
thank you.
We caught that here. So motion is in order to go into executive session to cover employee compensation, and there will be no action taken when we come back out of executive session.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Discussion, roll call.
Meadows,
Yay.
Tarbit,
Yay.